How to Win Friends and Influence People, by Dale Carnegie. Introduction. Dale Carnegie's classic self-help book How to Win Friends and Influence People was first published in 1936 and has since helped millions of readers improve their personal and professional relationships. The book provides timeless principles on human interaction, communication, and influence. Carnegie emphasizes that success in life is largely dependent on our ability to communicate effectively, win people's trust, and handle interpersonal relationships tactfully. The book is divided into 4 main sections, each focusing on different aspects of social interaction. Below is a detailed summary of each chapter and its key principles. Part 1, Fundamental Techniques in Handling People. Chapter 1, Don't Criticize, Condemn, or Complain. Carnegie explains that criticism often makes people defensive and resentful. Instead of criticizing, we should try to understand the reasons behind their behavior. Encouragement and positive reinforcement are far more effective in influencing people. Key takeaways: avoid direct criticism, it rarely leads to positive change. People crave appreciation and understanding. Approach others with empathy instead of condemnation. Chapter 2, Give honest and sincere appreciation. People are driven by the desire to feel important. Carnegie emphasizes the power of genuine praise and appreciation. He warns against flattery, which can seem insincere. Key takeaways: praise others sincerely and specifically. Everyone likes to feel valued, appreciation fosters goodwill. Recognize and acknowledge people's contributions. Chapter 3, Arouse in the other person an eager want to persuade others, focus on what they want, not what you want. People are more likely to respond positively when they see personal benefits. Key takeaways: frame requests in a way that aligns with the other person's interests. Help people see how your ideas can benefit them. Instead of demanding, create enthusiasm and interest. Part 2, 6 Ways to Make People Like You. Chapter 4, Become genuinely interested in other people. People love talking about themselves. Carnegie suggests showing genuine curiosity and interest in others to make them feel valued. Key takeaways: listen more than you speak. Show genuine curiosity about others' lives, interests, and opinions. Ask thoughtful questions and remember personal details. Chapter 5, Smile. A warm smile can break down barriers and create positive interactions. Carnegie explains that a smile is a universal symbol of friendliness and can make people feel comfortable around you. Key takeaways: a sincere smile conveys warmth and openness. Smiling makes both you and others feel better. People are drawn to positive energy. Chapter 6, Remember that a person's name is the sweetest sound. Using a person's name in conversation makes them feel valued and respected. Key takeaways: make an effort to remember names. Using someone's name in conversation makes interactions more personal. A name represents a person's identity and should be treated with respect. Chapter 7, Be a good listener. Encourage others to talk about themselves. People enjoy talking about themselves, and a good listener earns their trust and respect. Key takeaways: let others express their thoughts and feelings. Encourage conversation by asking open-ended questions. Show genuine interest in what the other person is saying. Chapter 8, Talk in terms of the other person's interests. People are naturally interested in topics that affect them. Tailor conversations to subjects they care about. Key takeaways: find out what excites the other person and talk about it. Show appreciation for their passions and hobbies. Frame discussions in a way that resonates with them. Chapter 9, Make the other person feel important, and do it sincerely. People want to feel valued and significant. Carnegie advises showing respect and making others feel important. Key takeaways: acknowledge others' contributions and strengths. Offer sincere compliments and respect their opinions. Treat everyone with kindness and consideration. Part 3, How to Win People to Your Way of Thinking. Chapter 10, The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. Arguments rarely change minds, they create defensiveness. Instead, Carnegie suggests finding common ground and discussing disagreements calmly. Key takeaways: avoid heated debates, they damage relationships. Seek areas of agreement and discuss differences diplomatically. Let the other person save face. Chapter 11. Show respect for the other person's opinions. Never say, "You're wrong." Challenging someone directly often leads to resistance. Instead, listen respectfully and express your perspective tactfully. Key takeaways: avoid telling people they are wrong, it provokes defensiveness. Respectfully present your point of view. Acknowledge when the other person makes a valid point. Chapter 12. If you are wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. When you make a mistake, admit it openly. People respect honesty and humility. Key takeaways: owning up to mistakes builds credibility. Apologizing quickly prevents further conflict. People appreciate sincerity and responsibility. Chapter 13. Begin in a friendly way. People are more receptive when approached with kindness. A warm, friendly approach can make discussions smoother. Key takeaways: start conversations on a positive note. Friendliness disarms hostility. Create a comfortable atmosphere before discussing serious topics. Chapter 13. Begin in a friendly way. People are more receptive when approached with kindness. A warm, friendly approach can make discussions smoother. Key takeaways: start conversations on a positive note. Friendliness disarms hostility. Create a comfortable atmosphere before discussing serious topics. Chapter 14. Get the other person saying, "Yes, yes." Immediately use agreement to build momentum in conversations. Start with points of common ground. Key takeaways: people feel more comfortable agreeing when they start with "yes." Build agreement gradually before introducing difficult topics. Use a positive approach to persuade. Chapter 15. Let the other person do most of the talking. Encourage others to express their opinions and thoughts before presenting your own argument. Key takeaways: people appreciate being heard. Let others share their perspective before responding. Listening builds trust and makes persuasion easier. Chapter 16. Let the other person feel the idea is theirs. People support ideas they believe they came up with themselves. Key takeaways: instead of forcing ideas, guide people to reach conclusions on their own. Give credit and make them feel like it was their idea. This builds cooperation and reduces resistance. Chapter 17. Try honestly to see things from the other person's point of view. Understanding another person's perspective creates empathy and cooperation. Key takeaways: step into their shoes to understand their emotions. Show empathy and acknowledge their feelings. This builds rapport and reduces conflicts. Chapter 18. Be sympathetic to the other person's ideas and desires. People appreciate being understood. Express sympathy for their concerns. Key takeaways: people are more receptive when they feel understood. Acknowledge and validate their emotions. Expressing sympathy fosters goodwill. Conclusion. Applying Carnegie's Principles. Carnegie's book is a guide to building strong, meaningful relationships based on respect, empathy, and effective communication. By applying these principles, anyone can become more persuasive, likable, and influential. Final takeaways: heavy checkmark, show genuine interest in others. Heavy checkmark, listen actively and be a good conversationalist. Heavy checkmark, avoid arguments and be respectful of opinions. Heavy checkmark, influence people by making them feel valued and important. Heavy checkmark, approach conversations with warmth, understanding, and a friendly attitude. These timeless lessons can help improve both personal and professional relationships, making interactions smoother and more rewarding.